What's going on, guys? Gary here, and it looks like we got another leak slash rumor regarding Xbox porting all of its games to its competitors' hardware, i.e. PlayStation and Switch. You got people online freaking out about this, saying this actually happens, it's going to be insane. You also have the die-hard Xbox fans saying that it's all rumors and likely not going to happen. But what did you expect to happen after they ported those 4 or 5 games over earlier? I think, was it late last year? When they ported Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Pentiment, and Hi-Fi Rush to the PS5 and Switch, and they all sold very well. Now, this new rumor comes from Nate the Hate, who said that Xbox plans on porting the Halo Master Chief Collection and Flight Simulator to the PS5 and Switch in 2025. Now, I'm not surprised at all to see the Master Chief Collection come to PS5, but I am a little surprised to see it coming to Switch. For Flight Simulator, what I'm going to guess is that this will be a streaming title for the Switch. Like, you can't physically buy it, you'll be able to stream it via the internet, just like Nintendo does with Capcom's titles in Japan right now. Like I said, I'm more surprised that people are freaking out over this. We have to remember, Xbox has been in a slump ever since they released the Xbox One back in 2013. And when Phil came in, all he really did was buy a bunch of studios back in 2018. So we have Ninja Theory that released Hellblade 2, which didn't do great. It was kind of a tech demo, really. It wasn't really a game per se. And then we have Compulsion Games, which has announced South of Midnight with a 2025 release date. We should get a solid release date from them at the Developer Direct at the end of this month. It's wild to me. This game is the first game they released as an Xbox studio. They were acquired 7 years ago. 7 years to release a damn game. Then we have Playground Games, was already like a, buddy and buddy with Microsoft before this acquisition. And now they are working on the new Fable game, which I think Playground said will come out in 2025, I'm pretty sure, and will most likely come to PS5 as well. Then we have Undead Labs, which is working on State of Decay 3. I think we heard it got delayed to 2026, I believe. Another studio that has not released a game since being acquired by Microsoft 7 years ago. They also bought Exile Studios back in 2018, which has put out Wasteland 3 in 2020, along with the Wasteland Remastered. And then back in 2023, Phil bought Bethesda for I think about $7 billion, which was a great deal. Both Xbox and Bethesda had a great relationship before that. And Skyrim ran best on the Xbox 360, but only because the PS3 version was a complete and total broken mess. They really thought that Starfield was going to be this huge system seller for them, and I believe that was one of the reasons why they bought them. And also, PlayStation was gunning for the exclusive console rights to it, and PlayStation actually kind of dodged a bullet on that one. Speaking of consoles, the Xbox Series X and S have been performing terribly since their launch back in 2020. The Xbox One era was considered a failure, and as of now, the X and S are trailing in sales numbers compared to the One in its life cycle around this time. Think about it, these systems, the X and X, launched back in 2020, and they have not had a console exclusive system seller yet. I argue Xbox hasn't had a system selling game or exclusive since Gears of War 3 back in 2012. They thought it would be Halo Infinite, but that game actually got delayed for a whole year, and when it came out, it was just more of a game, like a solid 6 out of 10, I would say. Plus, 343, or Halo Studios as it's now called, is full of a bunch of DEI hires, and they're hiring more based on race and sex instead of actual talent, and it really showed in Infinite. Let's not forget they have the Quadruple A studio, I believe they called it, The Initiative, which is working on the Perfect Dark reboot, and apparently that game and studio have been facing all kinds of hell with development. They tried to be PlayStation their own game, but they never really released any kind of big quality system selling exclusive games. And the S has really held back developers from truly harnessing the power of the X, because all games have to run on the Xbox Series S, which is the less powerful console. We saw that was the reason Baldur's Gate 3 was delayed on the Xbox, because they had trouble getting co-op to run on the Xbox Series S. So they actually just flat out ignored that element on the S and was able to actually start porting it to the Xbox Series X and S without the co-op in the game, like online co-op, I believe. We also saw that Black Myth of Wukong has had trouble porting it because of the Series S, and that's what's been causing the delay. I mean, Phil came out and, touted that the Xbox Series X was the most powerful console ever made, but they literally have no game showcasing that. But everything changed when they bought ABK for either $69 or $70 billion, I forget what it was. Either way, it's just an astronomical amount of money. And to the hardcore fan base out there, you gotta remember, it was not Xbox that bought ABK, it was Microsoft that bought ABK. And it was the biggest purchase in Microsoft history. And after that, Xbox changed forever. You know for a fact that the bean counters came down from Microsoft to Phil's office and said, listen, you just spent $70 billion. How are you gonna make that money back plus profit? And he was probably thinking it would greatly increase the Game Pass number, but that's not working out as he hoped for. Because literally at this point, I think everyone who wants Game Pass has already got Game Pass. I myself, I don't subscribe to Game Pass. I really don't like the subscription model. I have too many to begin with. I'd rather just buy my games. So that kind of leaves Phil with only one option: port your games to the competitor's hardware. And it's probably going to work out great for them. The Switch is sold over 160 million consoles. I believe the PS5 is over 65 million sold right now. Plus the Switch 2 is just over the horizon. Should be getting announced any day now, and probably probably coming out in March of 2025. That's a huge install base to sell to. So expect Gears of War E-Day to also come out on the PS5 as well. The days of Xbox having first-party exclusive games, those days are over, guys. They're going to go full in on third-party publishing. And guess what? They're going to be a powerhouse publisher. They're going to make a ton of money doing it. But their hardware division is done for. Like I said earlier, the Xbox Series X and S are already selling terrible as it is now. And as soon as Halo is announced for the PS5 and Switch, it's done for. That's a wrap on their hardware business. Now, we are hearing that they are actually working on a new console. It's supposed to be coming out in 2026. That's the rumor. I think it's being called Xbox Prime right now. They most likely started development on this console literally after the Xbox Series X and S were shipped and way before the ABK deal was made. They probably put a lot of money into developing this thing, so that's why they're not going to pull a plug on it. That's why they're going to release it. I know they're also developing a handheld console too, but with all these games coming to PlayStation and Switch, what's the point of actually owning an Xbox at all anymore? It would only be the hardcore fan base that would buy the Xbox consoles from now on, but they're going to be pissed off that they're bringing a bunch of their games to the competitors' hardware, and they might not buy the console just to spite Xbox. But we'll see how it goes. It really seems like Xbox wants to have its cake and eat it too. Until next time, guys, take care. Make sure to like, subscribe for more content, and if you didn't like the video, hit that thumbs down. So until next time, guys, take care. Bye.